Okay, I'm going to show you how to create a Google managed instance group with Terraform Terraspace. And I actually looked for some examples on the Terraform registry, but I didn't find exactly what I was looking for. So I created one. So this is how we're going to the module we're going to use. And to use it, we just have to kind of generate a new Terraspace project and then essentially kind of add it to our Terra file. So I'll kind of give you a demo of how this all works. Okay, so let's go ahead and generate a new Terraspace project, Terraspace new project. Infra is going to be what I'm going to name the project here, and then I'm going to use the Google plugin. So that's generating the project. CD into the infra folder and run tree just so we can see what was generated, just some boilerplate starter stuff. Okay, let's open up the Terra file now. And the Terra file basically provides some examples here. The example we're interested in, use modules and specify the org explicitly. So we need to uncomment that out and kind of change this. This is to instance group. And this part is the next part, the source, is just basically this part, the organization, and then the repo name. Version master, you can do version master or you just leave it like that, and that's also version master. And then you can run Terraspace bundle, and it's going to import basically from GitHub that module into vendor modules instance group, because I named it right here instant group. And you can see this module comes with some examples. So what's one MIG example? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna import that as a stack. Right now there's no stacks. If I just do a tree app, there's no stacks, it's empty. So I'm gonna go Terraspace bundle example, then the module name, which is instance group. So that's this part right here. And then the example name, which is MIG right there for managed instance group. That imports it. It says example from vendor modules instance group examples MIG, import to app stacks MIG. You can also confirm that with the Terraspace list. Okay, so we're almost kind of ready to launch this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate some TFRs just so we can customize it a little bit. Terraspace seed MIG, that generates some TFR files here. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Okay, so we can see, okay, so basically there's some variables here. They're all optional. Namespace, basically, it's just a prefix that's added to all the resource names or the managed instance group name. So that way you just have some uniqueness there. Network, it just defaults to default, and subnet also defaults to default. Preemptive, I'm changed that to true just to save some money right there. And I'm pretty much ready to launch it now. So Terraspace up MIG, okay? So that's going to build the Terraspace Terraform project in the Terraspace cache folder here. Do a Terraform init, and now just prompting us, do you want to create basically the managed instance group? So it's creating the managed instance group now. So we kind of go over here to the Google engine here. We're not going to see an instance yet because the managed instance group needs to start up first. And then after the managed instance group starts up, it's going to start creating instances. I basically refresh to show you that there's no instance yet, but instance group is down here. This is where the managed instance group are, and you can see demo IG right there. So that was created. And then this is gonna shortly now spin up instances, and then that should have instances in a bit. Basically, it's kind of just creating and deploying and provisioning things right now. Then there it is, the instance group, or the instance of the instance group just spun up. And now if I click on VM instances now, we can see the instance. Once this loads here, we can see that instance. Okay, so we go back here. It took about 39 seconds, but of course it took some time after that for the instance to spin up. So I'm gonna actually play with this a little bit more and change this to target size 2 instead of 1. Then press or run Terraspace up MIG again. And that is going to now say it's gonna change the target size from 1 to 2. To via yes, okay? And so now it's modifying the instance group manager essentially, and then we refresh this in a couple of moments here, and you can see already the second instance has been created. So a note about instance groups is essentially it's kind of like auto scaling groups for on the AWS if you're from that world. But the note is all VMs or instances in Google must have a unique name. So instance groups actually manage this by adding a suffix here that's randomly generated to ensure some uniqueness. So that's pretty neat. Okay. So there's the instance group, and let's also just look at from the instance group console here. If I click on that, once this loads and you click on this again, then you can see the 2 instances right here. Okay, so that's how quick and easy it is to actually create managed instance groups. I only really kind of show you this part where it uses the module code, but we go into like vendor, the vendor modules instance group. You can see the code is actually not too complicated. It just creates a Google Compute Instance template here and Google Compute Instance Manager here, and then that's what creates the instance group there. Okay, so last part of this is actually just cleaning up. So I'm going to run Terraspace down MIG, and that should basically do a terraform is destroy. It's going to prompt us, and then I'm just type yes to clean up all our resources here. So that should clean up all the resources, and then we will have basically destroy the instance group. We kind of go back here and refresh. It's going to basically be in progress for deleting once I kind of refresh here. It's just refreshing a little bit here. And it's going to show that the instance group, yep, see status is like that. It's basically instance group transforming, which basically means it's deleting. So that takes a little time, but eventually that's going to delete the instance group and all the instances associated with it. So all these VMs will go away. Okay, and the VMs actually have already gone away. It's just taking some time to clean up the instance group, basically object itself. Okay, but that's how you create instance groups with Terraform Terraspace. This module is going to be available, so you all could go ahead and take it and do what you need with it. And here also the instance group is finally deleted, yeah, and also in Terraform it's just showing being deleted shortly also too. Okay, and there it is. It took about a minute and 8 seconds for it to delete. Okay, hopefully that was helpful. Cheers.